Hello everyone, welcome to Nareen's Life with MS. This is Nareen and it's time for Thoughtful Thursday. And this Thursday I had quite a bit about I had something that I had to be very thoughtful about. So here's a little bit of a story about what happened today. So I was doing yoga, and in yoga there is a certain exercise where you're on your hands and knees, and then you lift one leg and you raise the opposite arm, and you kind of balance like that. Now usually my balance isn't stellar, but at least I'd say in the past, since forever, I was pretty much able to do it. Today was the first day where it just didn't happen. For some reason, one or the other thing, I was just falling on the ground, right? Be it that my left arm is up and my right foot is up, or vice versa. It just kept happening. And, I kind of said, okay, that's just one lone, you know, one lone anomaly. Let's just let it go. And then something else happened while I was in the office. I almost twisted my ankle twice. Actually, almost twisted my ankle twice. And then there was a third event that was almost happening, but I pretty much stopped myself before taking that step. So, you know, dodged a very big bullet there. And after all of this, I also tripped over my left foot twice when I was back home. So now there are 3 different events, none of which look good. But, given that it is Thoughtful Thursday, I kept thinking about what could be the reason for this, right? There's a gecko. There could be multiple reasons. I mean, maybe lack of sleep, maybe being a little too worked up, maybe being a little stressed. I kind of walked through all of those different sources of these events happening, but honestly I cannot come to a direct conclusion as to what exactly causes it. So now, rather than worrying myself over what caused it, I am trying to pretty much improve my mood as much as possible so that I can be happier, or at least be less stressed about these things happening. Because the one thing I do know is, if I get more stressed about it, the incidents will keep repeating themselves, and that is something that I really don't want for myself, right? I mean, all of the progress I have made over the past few weeks, months, it's rather than worry myself into getting myself sick and erasing all of this improvement that has happened, would be a very very futile attempt. So now I am looking for any sort of positive thing that I can think of, that I can motivate myself, so that I can actually see some improvement when I do yoga tomorrow. Right? I am hoping that yes, by tomorrow, when I do the same exercises, I don't experience the um, same level of imbalance that I was experiencing right now today. Hopefully, when I do walk tomorrow, I don't notice my left leg twisting, my left ankle twisting. And of course, another thing is, when I hope that I walk anywhere in the house, that I also don't trip over my feet or experience something that is pretty much the predecessor to a foot drop. So those are certain things that I'm looking for. But one thing I do want to know is, what would you say would be a good mantra to have when discussing or you know experiencing these kinds of things? My whole mantra for this is that MS was yesterday's problem, it is not today's problem. That is one thing I keep telling myself, that I keep exercising within myself, so that I can hopefully get much better over this time, right? Usually, and even today, I mean, it is World Meditation Day, so of course, happy World Meditation Day to everyone. I actually meditated 4 times today, between morning and right now. And considering that I had the opportunity to meditate 4 times, one thing that was very common in many of the meditations that I did was the whole messaging of looking to the future. You always have to look towards the positive, and anything that has happened in the past should really remain just a lesson, right? Should remain a lesson of sorts, should remain a memory that you can definitely gain, um, you can gain experience from. But that is all that it should be. There can't be anything more. So I do want to ask you, what do you think about this? And what do you think about my mantra that MS was an issue of yesterday, it's not going to be an issue today. It's not an issue today. So do share what your thoughts are, what your insights are, what your experiences are, or maybe even what your mantra is, so that we can compare whose mantra actually sounds better, rolls off the tongue easier, and of course you can get a conversation started that way. But with all of that said, this is Nareen Saif with MS. I am Nareen, and here is wishing you a good night, sweet dreams, and of course I will talk to you tomorrow, which is Friday, which means that we are nearly there. We're nearly there to the weekend, and I am so excited to also share that my sister is going to be in town next week. So there probably are going to be slightly different experiences shared next week, but I'm looking so forward to that. So have a great night, and I'll talk to you tomorrow, and bye.